now it's 97 degrees and I have turned off my air conditioner so that I can speak to you. I have a whole ice pack here because I don't know if I'll make it through this video, so I'm just gonna have it on my lap and pray for the best. Look like I'm not blended. You know, it could just be sweat. Why does it look so... Hold on, I need to... Okay, that is much better. It was on that soft skin effect and it was just looking a little too fake for my liking. Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's me, Alexis Belon. Subscribe if you're new here. Is it doing that clear skin thing again? Because like, I would rather look real. Where's my ice? Where's my ice? Just put that a little everywhere right now. It is so hard not to look at that viewfinder right now. I'm on a new camera. It's gonna be melted by the time I'm done with this. Okay, one of the comments I got on my last video, and this whole video is just gonna be kind of me piggybacking off of that one, where I talk about the law of attraction, where I talk about all the ways those defense mechanisms that you build up to protect yourself can backfire. And obviously, to make that point, I brought up my own hardships and my own adversity. One of my commenters, who, don't be offended if it's you, I understand that you meant well, I'm just using you as an example, it's not personal. They called me a poor abused child. I just want to focus in on that really quickly because I want to talk about the power of projection. Luckily, I'm in a place where now I can identify those things and kind of let it fly past me. You know, I corrected that person when they left the comment. I was like, yeah, poverty and abuse was something that happened in my childhood, but it's just a fleeting moment. There was also very wonderful times throughout my childhood. I wasn't an abused child. I was also a very smart kid, a very introspective kid, a very creative kid. We have to be careful what we emit, what we put out into the universe towards other people, even when we mean well. Because the commenter was saying, wow, you're just this poor abused child and look what you became, like trying to stress my resilience. I don't really identify with being a poor abused child. Life is more in flux than that, you know? I think this is an important thing to stress because too many times we do attach ourselves to emotions. And I used to do this. And so much of it is imposed upon us from society. People used to always call me shy, in my own head, and even good things. Like people used to always say that I was an artist and I was a writer, like I was a very good writer, even from when I was a little kid. And subconsciously I attached myself to those things. I might have not necessarily have if it wasn't just told to me all the time. When I became a teenager and I became an angsty teenager, and then I realized the reason why I was so angry was because of a sadness within me. It's like you recognize that you're depressed or you recognize that you have anxiety, and then you're just like, I'm an anxious person or I'm a depressed person. And you have to tread so lightly when you attach yourself to these more negative aspects, because you are training your neuroplasticity, your neural pathways to believe that. And naturally, you're going to step into that role and you're going to perceive life. If you think you're a depressed person, you're going to perceive life as if you're a depressed person through a depressed lens. If I think I'm an anxious person, I'm looking for things to be anxious about. I just really encourage everyone to identify those things because we are manifesting them, whether we like it or not. Even before I knew the power of manifesting, I always manifested, like all the good things and the bad things. There would be things that happened to me that just seemed unrealistic, especially coming from where I came from. I had the odds stacked against me. I remember how people would try to project their limiting beliefs onto me when I had what they perceived to be unrealistic, just not even goals, just ways about me. Because like, just for example, like I would always make these comments like, oh, when I see Jay-Z, I'm gonna say this to him. My family and my friends would always look at me like, that's never gonna happen. Like, you're never gonna be in the same room with Jay-Z. Back then, I remember my mindset was like, why do you think like that? Like, why wouldn't I be able to? I wouldn't say it was confidence. It was just like, I wasn't letting their projections affect me. And I was in those rooms eventually. There was one night when Drake first came out, his first album, he was going on a promo tour here in New York. We were going out to this club, me and my friends and my sister. Every station we would turn to, Drake would be on the radio because he was promo touring. So he would be on Hot 97 and then he would be on 105 and he would be interviewing. I kept saying to my sister and my friends, like, I just feel like I'm gonna run into Drake tonight. I just feel like I'm gonna run into Drake. And they were like, girl, like, what is wrong with you? Like, and it's not that people mean harm when they say these things. That's what they believe they're capable of. That's out of the realm of what they see as possible. Long story short, that night after we all went to the club, we ended up going to a studio after the club just to, you know. And Drake walked in. Like, literally. And it was just so funny because I just knew it. Like, I was like, I don't know, I just feel like I'm gonna run into him. Like, I don't know. But that's just how I was at that time. I was a little more confident in these things because I really couldn't process when it came to celebrities why people thought that was such an unrealistic thing. Like, in my mind, I was like, at the end of the day, they're just people. Like, why is it beyond me to meet him and not this person? And it's just one of those things where even people mean well when they're projecting their limiting beliefs onto you. Or not even limiting, but like fearful beliefs. Like, I'm a solo traveler, you guys know. And every single time I'm getting on a plane by myself, my father, he's basically in a panic, warning me like, well, what if this happens? What if this happens? And just all these negative things. And sometimes I have to stop him, like, stop putting fear into my heart. Like, I don't even want that energy on me. And I think the internet, since we're all kind of influencers now, we all have an audience now. I think when you first start with the internet, you're unaware of how much people are going to project onto you, that shit that just does not belong to you at all, and how much that stuff can like creep into you. Like, I've seen it happen time and time again with vloggers who like share their relationship. People comment and they're like, oh, because he said this, he's a narcissist or he's gaslighting you. And then the person starts like, is he gaslighting me? Like, just problems arise that weren't even there. And it happens to me too, and I'm not even the type of person who shares my relationship online, but just from sharing my relationship with friends. I remember last year I was dating someone new. I was excited and we hadn't had any problems. And I was sharing it with my coworkers and my coworkers were like, yeah, but like, you know, be careful, but like, don't put your heart into it. Like, just skepticism. And I started looking for things to be skeptical about. I started creating problems that weren't even there. And that is the danger in not being able to discern what is actually you and what is just a narrative that has been imposed upon you that you are just taking on when it doesn't need to belong to you. I wish I would have known that depression wasn't inherently me and that anxiety wasn't inherently me and these sad girl vibes weren't inherently me. And even in the good, even in the things that are good, or the things that I perceive as good, like me being a creative, me being a writer, me being introspective. I'm glad that those things were recognized in me, but it also puts pressure on you, and you have to really recognize who you are without all of these labels that are just placed on us. And it's not easy. It's not easy because it's like you constantly have to discern what is reality, what was just a fleeting moment. Emotions are fleeting. Don't attach yourself to them, especially negative emotions. Don't attach yourself to, I'm just a jealous person, I'm just a sad person. I kind of just want, especially if you have an audience, which we all do at this point, you know, be able to draw a line. It's hard because people, you're gonna put your life out here like I do. I'm just speaking from my personal experience. I put my life out here and people are like, oh, your dad said this, he thinks this about you, or your friend said this, they're jealous of you. And then it plants a seed in your head where you're like, is she jealous of me? Like, 2 people commented and said she's jealous of me. Is she jealous of me? And then you start looking for things that aren't even there. So yeah, tell me what are the things that people imposed upon you or told you were true about yourself, and release them. Comment below and let me know, and then, you know, release them. Especially the ones that don't serve you. Just let's talk about them and then let's let them go. They don't belong to you. They don't. And you don't have to live your life like that.